All right, so today is Christmas. Here's obviously I was messaging with Claire on another phone, and this was a continuation of the conversation. I was in Astoria at this point. My telephone had broken, so I had to buy a different one and pay to get my other one fixed. And yeah, that other one that I got fixed, well, it ended up getting broken again. So yeah, definitely not a fun situation. Alright, I'm gonna try to document this best I can. Since you typed to document it. I should answer your other question first, though. No, I did not come up here for the men's shelter. There actually is one. I came up here because a lady was stranded in Tillamook and needed a ride home. I got her safely home, though. What happened here is that I went to an autism place called Step Up or something like that. Oh, man. I should have dug out my papers before I called you. That would have made this a lot easier. Anyway, I'm going to send this real quick and then go to the bathroom, and then I'll start another one. And of course, I sent her a few more. It would only record like 2 minutes and 50 seconds at a time or something. So I try not to send her too much. And you notice I'm being real nice about it. I mean, I've got literally thousands of pieces of evidence I can send her. But, God damn it. She typed, no, you're fine. I just have to wait for the little one to go to sleep, and I'll listen. Keep going if you need. I typed, yes, ma'am. The next one is super important. So, of course, I did send these messages. Typing is something that is really frustrating for me. Not being able to tell somebody something and having to go through these things. I know so many people who are lazy and just scroll through those, and then later on they just make idiots of themselves because they don't know anything. They pretended they were listening the whole time, and then when it's time for the quiz, well, they're SOL. All right, so here's one of the situations.
I'm in one of the canyons, so I just have to get all the way back up to Estes where I work. Anyway, yeah, I absolutely understand those situations, and I'd love to testify about it because I had so many situations where basically, like, it's like the Stanford prison experiment on a massive scale out there. It's fucking disgusting. People drive people to madness over, like, power and control. Like, they really get a kick out of.
So one of the things with Claire is that she's got this idea that she's just gonna basically pick up sidestep on my work. Like, she's not putting any effort towards any of this. She's talking about it, but she's literally put zero effort towards it. The other thing is she's not willing to look at any of the evidence and verify that it's true. Like a 30-second clip of somebody punching me in the head, yeah, you can pretty much tell, unless you're blind, that that person's getting punched in the head. But no, she's not willing to look at any of that. She just wants to talk about her own thing. That's literally all she cares about. She doesn't care how many people hurt me. What she cares about is that right now I'm the only person actually being supportive. Then there's the crap where, of course, I still have to try to turn in Boulder Police Department for all of the crimes committed by them, especially Wayland Lolatai. And then the situation with Clearview in Larimer County. And guess what? The cops that she's having to work with are the Boulder Police and Larimer Police. And they're not doing squat. Repeatedly over the last 2 years of contact with Claire, over this situation, she has repeatedly called me up, at times crying because the Boulder Police Department screwed up again, or they haven't done anything yet, or so on and so forth. Last time she was claiming she was excited, she wasn't going to help me because she was excited that they were going to go pick up her ex that very day, and they were going to pick him up. And now there's a situation where they keep wanting her to resend this and resend that, a bunch of stuff she already sent. And you know, really, this stuff may be true and maybe it ain't, but Boulder Police Department ain't investigating. They're not putting any effort towards it. They're pretending to. And that's the issue there. She's still having the same issue. She's still having to make these calls by herself, and she's still getting run around in circles. Now, some of it is that she's kind of basing whether she's going to turn this stuff in or not based on whether Boulder Police Department do their job or not, and obviously they've been procrastinating for over 2 years. No, they don't care about Claire. They don't care about her daughter. So let's press play on this some more and hear some more of her words.
Growing a homeless population out there, but then they don't actually want to do anything about it, and so they just push people until they break, and then.
And meanwhile, people like Claire help them to do it, help them to get away with it by being an incredibly selfish person. I mean, she's verifying all this stuff, and she says that she wants to take part, but she's literally never, ever, not even once, made any attempt to turn any of this in with me. Not even once. And then she wants to talk out her backside about a bunch of these wives' tales you idiots keep telling. Just because somebody told you something doesn't make it true. There's important evidence here. Now, the thing is, they take the situation with Claire's daughter seriously because she's a minor and a female. They don't need evidence to get him convicted. They don't. An accusation is good enough to sway most juries, long as it's a woman or underage. The combination of the two is just a bonus. So before she was going to help me turn it in, and then she just ripped me off a whole bunch. And now whether or not she turns it in is dependent on whether or not the Boulder police actually pick up her ex and put him in prison for what he's supposedly supposed to be going to prison for. They haven't even arrested him, let alone had a trial. Yeah, it seems to me that there's literally going to be no time when she's going to be willing to make any time to tell the truth. When is she going to find the time? Obviously, the stuff that she has seen, she's literally made no effort to turn in. Obviously, the stuff she's aware of, she's made no effort to turn in. Because here's the thing. If you tried to turn it in by yourself, you didn't make an effort. That is how it really is. If you go in by yourself, these people can make up any lie they want, and their word is heard and yours is not. They'll call you mentally ill and get away with it, and Claire is dealing with all of that right now. Right now, she's dealing also with a lot of karma, because she screwed me over severely, not just monetarily. I mean, she ate up a lot of time of mine. And then there's the emotional crap that I had to go through. And yeah, I have PTSD too. Going through this is very triggering for me too. Does she care about that? No, she doesn't. She's a selfish person.
When they break, they're like, oh, see, this is why you can't function in society. It's like, oh, okay, so you're going to torture.
And see, she's verifying the things that I've been saying. It's not that she's not verifying it in our conversations, but she's literally just talking out her backside. She's preaching to the fucking choir. This is not useful. Verifying this to me over and over and over again is never going to be useful. Telling me that somebody molested your kid and raped your kid and was drugging your kid doesn't make any difference because you're not making any effort to turn it in. You are not making an honest effort to turn it in because you have someone who is willing to look at the evidence, who has been listening to your story, who has been telling you over and over and over again. They will turn it in with you, and yet here she is, still going through the same circles, making the same excuses, preaching to the choir. Don't bitch at me about shit you're not going to do anything about. If you don't want my help, then change the subject. If you're going to call about helping me, let's focus on helping me. Let's focus on the abuse that I'm going through, not your bullshit, not your selfishness. Now, all the stuff that she's saying here, yeah, it goes right along with what I've been telling you, and that is fine. But I'm having to post it on YouTube because this fucking idiot is making zero effort to turn it in. Zero. Nada. Not even a little bit. So all she's doing is complaining. What's the difference between her and I? I'm trying to get help actually turning it in. I'm trying to get someone who actually cares to turn it in with me. Now, if you want to go, oh, well, I'm not there anymore, well, we can make a fucking phone call, can't we? How about we try a 3-way phone call? You want to try that? How about we try that? Or how about I work with my stuff on the internet and we can do it that way? I'm not very good at it, but I am certain that I can post up a tape or post up a video. I'm certain that if we work together, then we can set it up so that you can make the phone call and I can be a part of the phone call on 3-way speaker. I am sure there is some way to do it. But she literally won't make an effort. She will literally go out of her way to pity party, pity party, pity party, instead of keeping her word, no matter how much I keep my word. She is an incredibly selfish person.
For me for 4 months, use all my resources, send me in endless loops to go check out other resources, other places until I have less than I started with. Take away every basic necessity of living and comfort. Maslow's hierarchy of basic needs, man.
Yeah, and I had to teach her about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Didn't have to, I chose to. It was important, and it's a good thing she brought it up. Now, you notice that the things that she's saying there, it goes right along with the same things I'm going through, but the difference between her and I is that I have evidence, and she doesn't. She has no evidence of any of these interactions. None. She had to try to get the records of those interactions from the people there, and they're not giving it to her. Well, I understand that. We got to see a file just yesterday. Here, I'll pause this and I'll show it to you real quick. TFCC also refuses to give me that information. Lucky for me, I got arrested on false charges, and they tried to use that information to pretend that I was delusional. So I got that. This right here is from CARE, and it's supposed to be my file. And there is no file here. It is just my intake forms. That is all that's in here. Intake forms. There's nothing else. So, yeah, I fully believe Claire Jordan on that. I fully understand. I've had to deal with the same people, same organizations, and even some of these people, the same exact people by name. Now, here's the situation also with Claire. When I get the several situations where somebody was willing to help me or at least claim that they would, and I let Claire Jordan know about it, all of a sudden this person is some horrible person who is taking part in her situation. Well, all right, then help me turn it in. Obviously, if this is somebody who's done this to you in the past and they've done it to me in the past, and it's obvious to both of us that I shouldn't have to go to this person, then maybe right now would be a good time to turn it in instead of talking about yourself for 2 hours. Let's continue on this too.
No shelter, no food. Yeah, people are going to lose their shit. And you start treating people like they have less than animal rights, you're going to...
Oh, you mean they're going to have trauma reactions? See, we've got trauma reactions down, don't we? We got this piece of paper right here. This talks about trauma reactions. Oh, you mean the stuff that if you show any of these signs whatsoever, they pretend you're trying to kill yourself, call you mentally ill and take away all your fucking rights, treat you like you're schizophrenic for the rest of your goddamn life? That's the issue with people telling me to leave this shit in the past. I have to take this abuse for the rest of my life because nobody cares about the truth. Meanwhile, it's Christmas. You're busy opening presents with your family and talking about how stressful it is around Christmas time for you who gets to see your family. You who are not socially isolated. You who aren't actually being stalked. Now, here's one of the things about abusing somebody until they become violent. I didn't see people getting violent. I saw people being harmed and people getting violent against them. And because of that violence against them, we're agitated. Now, how about the depression or having nightmares or difficulty sleeping? Withdrawing socially. Did I withdraw socially because I wanted to? No. I withdrew socially in 2015 because I couldn't travel to go see anybody. My back was too fucked up. In 2016, I didn't withdraw socially. Every time I went to Boulder to see my friends and family, I got fucking assaulted or threatened over things I never did. So the things that she has to say about TFCC, yeah, I can verify that those same things happen to me. But the thing is, I have to turn in the actual abuse that I'm going through, the actual assaults by not just civilians, but also by the law enforcement in this community. And I need somebody to take it fucking seriously, and she's not going to. She does not care. What she cares about is only telling her story so she can get the attention for her story. Well, she's getting plenty of attention for her story. I'm not saying that she was not a victim, but I am absolutely saying that she's predatory. I absolutely believe that the stuff that she says about these places is true. And I believe well enough that the abuse that she claims her daughter went through is, well, I believe it's honest enough that I tried to turn it in multiple times.
End up with a lot of people that are basically gone feral, and now you're cornering them and threatening them. Of course they're going to fight back. That's not a mental health problem. That's torture.
Right? So it's not that she doesn't make good points. She absolutely does. And like I said, she is highly intelligent. She is not a dummy. So when she's pulling this crap, she knows exactly what she's doing. And she's also said and stated many, many, many times that this is the way that people treat her. That she would never treat somebody else that way. And then she treats me that way. And then she, another victim, thinks that it's okay to treat me that way. Poor her, she has PTSD. Well, I've got PTSD too. Where's the sympathy? It doesn't exist. Then, of course, there's the story about why she blocked me previously and led me to believe that she was missing. And she was missing. But first she wanted to say that Casey did that, and then later on she wanted to tell me that she did that for my safety from Casey. Well, cute. Right? No, it's not cute. It didn't matter that I located all of the evidence already. What mattered is that I tried to go to the police about it, and they wouldn't do anything. File an investigation, here's what they do. They refuse to look at evidence. They send you a broken link, if you're lucky, just so they can pretend that they did something. And then they refuse to let you make a written report by saying that's not how they do it here. And then when you have to try to turn it into the DA's office refuses to do anything because the police never filed a report. Didn't even file a report. So there's no victims' rights advocacy who's going to do anything because the police just let these people get away with it. These people are a bunch of filthy goddamn rednecks in this fucking shithole town. These are your modern variant of neo-Nazis. If you have a disability, well, how dare you have that disability? You're just lazy. You just don't want to work. You're just trying to free ride, right? You just want free stuff. That's all you're after is free stuff. You've never worked a day in your life because they said so. They've already decided that because you have a mental illness, you're schizophrenic and delusional, and therefore it's okay for them to do whatever they want to you. That's reality. And then, of course, we got people like Claire, who, whether she went through it or not, she's a horrible person for not turning it in. She is a horrible person for allowing that to continue, knowing that it's happening. She's a horrible person for looking the other way. And how dare I say horrible person, right? But the thing is that we still have to go back to the fact that this is a woman who scammed me repeatedly, could have been honest with me. She ate up a whole bunch of my time and then interrupted the time the one time after I waited 3 months for Miss Scudder to make the time to actually help me. Claire claims that she wants to help me too. And as a result, we didn't spend any time helping me. We spent all of our time listening to Claire. There are no good people. Then, of course, I get told that these people calling me the F word for homosexual and assaulting me while they're doing it, that's not a hate crime because I'm not homosexual. Or the ones who call me the N word and peg me in the head with something that they threw out the window, that's not a hate crime because I'm not black. Excuse me, how about we at least focus on the fact that there's assaults happening in those situations? Can we do that? No, we can't, because cops will not do their job for a disabled homeless male unless there is a friend or family member who gives a shit. Not one of my friends or family members wanted to hear my story. They wanted to give advice, and terrible advice. Their advice does not turn in the abuse. It does not stop the abuse. Their advice helps my abusers to get away again and again and again. And yes, absolutely, Claire Jordan is 100% a part of the reason that my predators get away with this. Because she is too selfish to help another human being. She lied about helping me. And the reason that she lied about helping me is because she wants stuff. Imagine that. Now, despite that, I wholeheartedly believe that what she said about what happened to her daughter is very real. And I encourage anybody who would like to help turn that in. But also, if it turns out that Claire Jordan lied, or that she coerced her daughter in any way to lie about the situation, I hope she spends the rest of her life in prison for it. The only thing preventing me from fighting to get her put in prison from day one over this is the fact that she got kids. Now, how many of my predators want to pretend that it's okay to harm me because they got kids, or it's okay because they lied to me because they got kids, or it's okay that they stole from me because they got kids? How many of my predators have used the excuse that they got kids as their excuse to assault me? And how many times have I harmed a child? I've never, ever even been arrested for such a thing, let alone convicted. Merry Christmas. I hope every single one of you have to endure every bit of abuse that I've had to endure over the last 10 years.